Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast, the show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Habari Live. We just did our interview. We like to stop and come back and go through the motions. But good morning. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Post of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we're all the way live in Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison and my co-host,
Aisha.
And we'll be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in your vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of the city. So let's get straight to the news. Whenever you can, go ahead and run that Habari News Weekly.
And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipleen Ellison.
We're sponsored by no one at this time, but if you do want to become a sponsor, hit us up at info@habarientertainment.com, and we will create a package just for you to get your get more eyes on your business and what you're trying to do as a owner. So this week has been crazy. We saw the stock market plunge. We've seen Trump not really care too much about what's going on with the way the market has reacted to his tariffs that he's put on pretty much every country except Russia, his homies, and companies and places that he has, golf courses and things like that. He's told them he will negotiate with them. Everybody else he's putting blanket, as he called them, reciprocal tariffs on, and the market did not like it, and it plunged immediately. The last 2 weeks, we've seen at least 3,000 points come off the Dow, and if you want to talk about for the month, since Trump got in, it's even worse. So the guy who said he was going to save the economy, he was going to do everything to help people and get them back into happy situations, has done the opposite. For months and months, we've listened to people tell us online how Trump was going to save the economy. He was going to make everything more affordable. He's done the opposite. The 4 years of listening to Let's Go Brandon and people cry about egg prices, now they don't mind. The hypocrites from the right, man. They don't mind. They say it's just going to be a little while of toughness. You should buy while the stocks are low. They have this outlook of optimism because they really believe in this guy Trump. Regardless of how things are going, they're okay with the situation as long as he's in charge. Now, his tariff stance has been the same since the 80s. 40 years ago, this dude still has the same mind state on what he thinks needs to be done to make America great. Now, he hates tariffs, but America has done well over the last 40 years. We're still the top country in the world. We're still the biggest economy in the world. Everybody's complaining, talking about that things need to change, but we're doing so well. We're ahead of everyone. Why are we going to shoot ourselves in the foot when we're doing so well? I don't understand the mind state. And like we discussed last week, man, the idea that manufacturing is going to come back is misleading. You're going to have AI. You're going to have robots. These things are the new way, and your manufacturing is getting hit. It's taking huge hits. So to think that all these jobs are going to come back when we know they're not going to come back immediately, it's going to take time. So what are we doing here? Sitting around watching everything go to shit. We're not going to get manufacturing back in a couple of days. It's going to take years. 3 to 4 years before we see anything from this. How is that happening to people today? They voted on Trump to get the economy going. And the opposite is happening. People were already struggling under Biden. And what have we done? We've put someone in office who doesn't care about the everyday people. He's doing all this on a whim, hoping that these companies will bring back manufacturing. We know that they're going to figure out different ways. They're not just going to bring back manufacturing. It's not going to happen that way. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing, man, but it's been tough. Tough week. A lot of people hurting. A lot of people's 401ks are dropping. So only thing we can do is discuss it and talk about it. So let's go straight into it, man. First thing I want to talk about today is Elon Musk, his attack on Social Security and some of his claims about Social Security. And we want to just kind of debunk some of these things, man, because Social Security is very, very important for our retired people, veterans, the people who need help. I don't understand this new way of thinking that we don't need to help people, man. These people need help. So we're going to address recent statements by Elon Musk, who has labeled Social Security a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, Damon, that's right. This comparison has sparked considerable amounts of debates this week. So, to understand why this analogy is flawed, let's go ahead and first define what a Ponzi scheme actually entails.
A Ponzi scheme is an illegal financial scam where returns to earlier investors are paid using the capital from newer investors without any legitimate profit generating activities. It is inherently unsustainable and collapses when new investments cease.
Yes, and in contrast, Social Security is a federally mandated program established in 1935, designed to provide financial support to retirees, disabled individuals, and survivors. It's primarily funded through your payroll taxes collected from current workers and their employers.
Yeah, man. It's exactly employees and employers each contribute 6.2% of wages up to a certain income limit into the Social Security trust funds. These funds are then used to pay benefits to current recipients.
Yeah, and it's, important to note that Social Security operates with full transparency and is backed by the US government. Unlike a Ponzi scheme, which relies on deception, Social Security's funding and expenditures are publicly documented and subject to oversight.
Moreover, Social Security isn't solely dependent on new participants to pay existing beneficiaries. The program has accumulated trust funds over the years, which are invested in special issue treasury bonds, earning interest to help pay for future benefits.
Yep. And while that's true, the Social Security also does face long-term funding challenges. Equating it to a Ponzi scheme is just misleading. The program's issues stem from demographic shifts such as an aging population and lower birth rates, leading to fewer workers supporting more retirees.
Addressing these challenges requires policy adjustments like modifying tax rates, adjusting benefit formulas, or changing the retirement age. These are complex decisions that involve careful considerations and bipartisan cooperation.
While the Social Security does face these financial hurdles, it is also fundamentally different from a Ponzi scheme. It is structured, it's a structured, transparent program aimed at providing a safety net for millions of Americans.
Definitely. And public figures must use accurate comparisons when discussing such vital programs. Mischaracterizations can lead to unnecessary fear and misunderstanding among the public.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So, we're encouraging all of our viewers and our listeners to seek this information from reliable sources and engage in informed discussions about the future of your Social Security benefits.
Now, there's so many people depending on Social Security to help them when they get older, when they retire. And to see Elon Musk talk about it as this is just a scam, it's just disappointing. We know that they're going to come after it. They're going to come after Social Security. They're going to do everything they can to take all the money that they can from people who are suffering,
who
and
live in rural areas and have very limited access to get to the city where the Social Security Administration's offices are typically located.
Right. So, I mean, it's very disappointing, man, to hear these people talk about Social Security this way. And it's going to hurt a lot of Trump voters. They all depend, a lot of people depend on this, man. Even Trump voters, they need this money. I know they all talk about the government shouldn't give aid, and they love to talk about people on welfare and SNAP, but these people need this money. They may point at others and blame others and all this stuff that they do, but at the end of the day, they still need this money. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to listen to a billionaire take all our little money that we do need for us to survive, to pay the bills, for we can go to see a doctor? These are the things that people are going to have to make decisions on. Am I going to eat, or am I going to be able to go see the doctor this week?
Right.
And that's the richest country in the world. We shouldn't be in this situation.
And then to hear people like Elon Musk, who has, close to $1 trillion in his revenue and his net worth, talk about there are people who are 300 years old still obtaining Social Security benefits. We just know that
That's not true.
is just an outright lie.
Right.
Because if someone was to live to 300, that would be a Guinness World Record.
Right. But it's not even that, man. It's that if you go to a certain age and you get to a certain age, they take you out of the books. If I think it's 103, 110, something like that, they take you off unless you can prove that you're living. They don't keep those people in there.
Right.
Those are just outright lies.
And when somebody comes in and outdates or beats that record, your record is removed. So for you to say that these people are well above 100 years old still receiving Social Security benefits with zero proof, because if there was fraud in this, these people would be arrested. They would be publicly exonerated,
Right.
or they would be put into the public eye.
Yeah, man, it's tough because we have Elon Musk going after Social Security. We have a lot of people on the right, they keep saying, oh, they're not going to take it. They're not going to take it. But we see the plans. We see what they're doing.
David Thompson, if Elon was going after the legitimate recipients, not the legitimate recipients, but just the fraudulent recipients, wouldn't there be evidence to show which recipients are fraud? And there's not been any
no arrest,
nothing, no
like
names dropped to say that these people are fraud. So there's no, this is just not, it's not true what you're saying.
It does not seem to be true. We would think that if there's fraud, that they would be putting people in jail,
Right.
that they would be putting these people on the forefront, saying that, hey, these are the people that have been ripping off Social Security. But the fact that there hasn't been one person that's been put in prison for this is telling. I mean, while the Social Security Administration has a payment accuracy of over 99%, improper payments, which are not necessarily fraud, account for only 0.3% of benefits, totaling nearly $72 billion. So the SSA estimates that improper payments, mostly overpayments, accounted to about 72 billion between 2015 and 2022. Though this is less than 1% of total benefits paid during that period. It is a lot of money, and no one's saying that it isn't money that's being wasted in Social Security. It's not a perfect.
Right.
Nope. I don't think
No,
anything is
no
perfect.
agency is perfect.
Right. There's going to be mistakes. There are people working there.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen anything that says that there's a huge amount of fraud that's coming from Social Security, like Elon Musk keeps putting forward. They never put people in jail, both sides. Yeah, man. It seems like if Social Security is happening, a fraud is happening, why can't we see these people going to jail?
Right.
We see what they did to the people in who came here illegally, they says, and they
The
put those
immigrants.
people right. They put those people on TV, video, and showing them going to El Salvador.
Why can't we see these people who are committing fraud in Social Security be arrested the same way the criminals are being arrested for Venezuela?
And you would think, you know how these people are. If they had this information and they was arresting people, best believe that they would be putting these people in jail. Yeah, man. I mean, you are right when you add up all the 1% mistakes that equals billions, possibly it doesn't. It's not billions. It's not. I mean, it's not trillions. But when you there's going to be mistakes, man, in every department. It's humans. There's no way in the world that these people are going to be perfect and not make mistakes.
It's your curly cute girl, Kaylee. Thank you. She says she likes my lip shade. Thank you.
Oh God.
Nothing. Trump should be in jail. You would think, but due to his running for presidency and then being elected, that was his get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
When you send idiots to investigate something they have no understanding of, you get stuff like Elon Musk.
You know,
very true.
It's another thing, man, that we need to talk about is that the percentage of people that never collect Social Security, about 4% of the age population never receive Social Security benefits. These never beneficiaries include higher proportions of women, Hispanics, immigrants, the never married, and the widowed than the beneficiary population. Never beneficiaries are also comparatively less educated, unfortunately. A lot of these people don't even end up getting their money. So we're talking about the 1% of people that's overpaid, but there's 4% of people who never even get their money. So there is some things that needs to be fixed with Social Security. No one's saying that the program is perfect.
Right.
What we are saying is taking away the funds and taking away the way the money is laid out and just destroying it like Elon has been doing to most of the programs that's out there is not the way. There's definitely a way we can reconstruct and make sure that things are better, making sure that these 4% of people are getting their money when they're supposed to. But we also have to stop the 1% of overpayments and paying that is going on also. So, none of these governmental programs are perfect, man. I understand that. But we do have to do something to make them better.
Lead Ease 60 said last year immigrants left $90 billion on the table from taxes they will never get back in Social Security. They will never collect.
Yep. And these, because they're not citizens, they don't get these privileges.
Right. But they do pay.
They do pay into these
They
things,
pay
though.
into the system. They
Right.
pay into the
They
programs.
definitely do.
But they're not allowed to collect the benefits from the program.
Definitely. It's tough. They come here, they work for years, they work for 30, 40 years, and they don't get anything out of that because they're not a legal citizen. Oh, God. Charles Lee Ray, you must be very bored this morning, man. Go do something, dog. For real.
Very bored.
Your life is just trash. Go and fix your life before you sitting around and telling people where they need to go to. You're a dumb fuck. You're on the site sitting here. You go do something with you. Go get a job, bro. Go work. Just, dog, this is the dude. Every week we have these races on here. And then they're sitting around talking about, oh, Trump isn't racist, the right. Every week we got people on here talking about black people and how much they don't care about them.
Told us that we need to go back to Africa.
We're dumb fucks. Look at all the shit this dude is saying. Like this man, dude, no one cares about people like you. And I can't wait till people like you are off this planet, man. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. There's no reason for people to be so hateful. Dog, go somewhere else. Go to Joe Rogan or something, man. Please get the fuck off of here. So what we have, Letty's 60, I think, with immigrants leaving billions on the table every year, that more than makes up for the 1%. Yeah, definitely, but it seems like the percentage is a little off. I mean, it's like 4% of Social Security is not being paid to people who wasn't wed, or people who died before they were in that age range.
Well, there's instances where I remember a few years ago, my grandmother tried to collect her late husband's Social Security. Go down to the office, present all the paperwork, show that she's, this was her husband, he's passed away. All the paperwork's in place, right?
Right.
And the Social Security office looks at her and says, sorry, you don't qualify to receive your late husband's benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why? The question is why? We were married. He's got benefits. Why can't I collect his benefits? Oh, well, the most that we can give you is $200 out of his benefits. That's what the Social Security office told her.
Right.
As a widow could not collect her spouse's benefits that she has the rights to collect.
Yeah, man. You would think so.
That's being part of that 4% of people who never are able to collect benefits. Right. A widow unable to collect her spouse's benefits.
Those are the type of things that need to be fixed to me.
Right.
Or just like my mother, she passed away 49. She never got her benefits. So,
and you guys weren't able to collect those benefits either.
All those years she worked, and still that money didn't come to us. It was just kept by the government.
Right.
So it's like, these are the things to me that are the problem with Social Security. When it's so many people who never get the money that they were putting in, and they just keep it in the system. How is that fair? They want to focus on the fraud and the people that are getting more money than they were supposed to. What about the people who were supposed to get money and didn't get shit?
Exactly.
What about the people that worked their ass off for fucking 30, 40 years? They pass away in their 50s.
And the kids money, can't use
their
kids
benefits. Don't get the money. No one get the money. The money's just thrown away.
The money is kept by the government.
Right. So those are the things that we should be looking at instead of fraud.
Right.
When fraud is just a small percentage of what happens when it comes to the Social Security budget. Let's see.
Led 60 governments and monarchy have been blaming black and brown people and immigrants for their problems for hundreds of years to deflect from what's really going on.
Yeah, I have to agree. Social Security is too bad, too far gone. My dad was just screwed. It's criminal. Yep, I have to agree with you. These people work all these years to get their Social Security money, and then nothing's there.
It's not kept. It's used to pay others. That money should go to the family that it belongs to,
right.
Not to go to someone else. Social Security is an outdated system that was created after the Great Depression. Yes, it was created in 1935. We have already discussed that. We need a new system. No, we don't need a new system. We need an improved system. We need to make
Switch the camera, bro.
improvements. Just like any other agency or industry can make improvements,
Mm-hmm.
this is one of those that could go for those improvements. The GOP is worried about people, Social Security, and disability, but they won't address the living wage to cost of living in America. It's not even being talked about. That's where poverty begins.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
I mean,
It is.
With tariffs being implemented every day, it seems it's hard to get a hold of the cost of living when inflation is just out of hand. And I had a friend of mine looking for an apartment the other day here in Phoenix, and a 1-bedroom apartment, bro. 1 bedroom, damn near $2,000.
No, was it a regular 1-bedroom or a studio 1-bedroom?
Just a 1-bedroom apartment, man. And it doesn't fucking matter. That's too much goddamn money.
$2,000 for basically
Right.
a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom.
Nobody can afford that shit. Man, dude, the things that Trump promised, he said he was coming in to fix, and he's ignored all the things that really are the
that
big
he promised
problems
that he was going to take care of
Right.
on day one.
And instead, he's putting in tariffs. Those things aren't helping the poor like me. We can't afford this crap, man. How the fuck is tariffs helping us? How is that helping me afford my rent?
Right.
He's talking about he's going to bring back manufacturing jobs. I keep that's going to take 3 or 4 years. So we going to suffer for 3-4 years until those jobs get here? I understand you want to change those things. I understand you want to keep America on top. But starting a trade war and making things worse for the poor is just, to me, not the way to go.
Right. Travis Gale says it does not belong to the family. It's a fund. It requires a high birth rate to be sustainable.
I'm not sure what that has to do with the people who put into the system not getting paid. It has to do. I'm not sure what that has to do with that.
Exactly.
They're not getting paid. The system isn't paying them. They put into the system and then they don't get out.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair. We have to do something more to make sure that the people that are paying into the system are getting the money that they put in.
Can you scroll up a little bit? There we go. Wages to cost of living has not really been raised since 1978. That's why it takes 2 wages to live in America, when in the 50s and 60s, it only required 1. You're right. It does take more than 1 income
Demi.
to live in America's society now. But I mean, federal minimum wage is only $7.35 an hour and has been so since the late 90s, early 2000s, when that was the last time they raised it. The federal minimum wage.
Yeah, man, it's been a problem. Republicans do not want to raise
even though individual
minimum
states
wages
have raised their minimum wages.
Only the states in Democratic areas, right? Republicans still got $5 an hour on their shit.
Exactly.
They don't care about people, and Mississippi got probably about $6 an hour. They don't care. They're weird. So Letty's 60 says Trump doesn't give a damn about the people. He's bolstering the coffers of billionaires. That's the only thing that he's concerned about. That's who gets the tax breaks, not us. That's right.
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely right. The tax breaks going to the top 1%. We're not getting anything. Lewis Leonard says it was okay to suffer under Biden. No, hell fuck no. It's never okay to suffer. It's never okay to suffer. Nobody wants anyone to suffer, bro. But we did understand when Biden came into office that we were coming off of COVID, that we were coming off of a bad time when the markets were crashing. People were losing homes. So we understood under Biden. Well, some of us understood. Obviously, not all of us, because the Republicans were up in arms every day. But the normal people realized that COVID was a big issue.
And it messed up everything.
And it messed up manufacturing. It
Supply
messed up
chains.
the economy, the supply chain. We had a lot of issues. We're not blaming anybody. But you have to say, hey, look, Trump put in these tariffs. That is a self-inflicted wound.
Right.
Biden was reacting to COVID.
Yep.
Trying to put in things to stimulate the economy, trying to put in ways to make people start buying more. Those are the things that he was trying to do. And that was because we had a pandemic, not a plandemic like we do now, where Trump is planning this bullshit that is killing us, the economy.
Michael Warren said no one lost homes during COVID.
That is wrong. A fucking lie. You would be 100% wrong. The top 1% of them.
Minimum wage is a federally set wage. States can move it up, but it's a federal wage.
Yes, true.
Yes, that is true. That is why states like Arizona has a minimum wage of $15. States like California has a minimum wage of $18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And individual corporations like Costco do have a minimum wage for their workers. They just raised it to $30 an hour.
Switch it up.
There are things that individual corporations and individual states are doing to raise wages because of the cost of living, because things are more expensive in those states.
Right.
But if we had a higher federal wage across the board, that would be more fair for everyone.
Yeah. Just reading this next from Travis Gale. Let me see. No, from Vindy fan number 1, JK. Scroll up. I'm sorry. He didn't take away tariffs. Trump's tariffs. My bad.
You're right.
You're right, man. He didn't. But once tariffs are in place,
it's hard to take them away.
It's very, very difficult to remove them.
Especially when a corporation or a country has gotten used to paying said tariff.
Exactly. So, I mean, the tariffs on China, we have issues with China. There's not perfect relationship when it comes to that situation. When it comes to the trade deficits and when it comes to some of those things, it is unfair. It is something that we need to fix. That's why some people are behind what Trump is doing. But there's a better way to do it than what he's doing. That's the only problem. We need a better way to implement these things. Joe Biden did a good job when it came to the manufacturing of chips. Getting the manufacturers to come in and keep their promises and create the manufacturing that we need in this country. We need to make sure that we are creating our own microchips. We need to make sure that we are creating these things. But all manufacturing is not going to come back to America, man. We have to be smart about what we're trying to get back and how we're trying to get them back. Trying to force countries, trying to push tariffs on them, not negotiating before we're making decisions on how we're going to put tariffs in. These are all bad things, man, that's going to hurt the economy, just like it did. Let me see, Travis Gale. Why do black single families track directly with the amount of money put into the government? What? Why does black single families track directly with? More white people are on welfare than black people. I'm not sure what you're saying here. The welfare funds are for everyone, not just black people and black families. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Not everybody that's black is on fucking welfare. I remember when we had one of the best economies in my lifetime before COVID and under Trump. Dems blamed Trump up and down after the market crashed. Now Biden's lackluster performance is COVID's fault. How is Biden having a lackluster performance when the market was at its highest under him? The highest ever. We had plus jobs when it came to Biden. We had negative jobs when it came to Trump. How was it better? Yeah, when Trump got in office, first got there, and he had Obama's economy, it was great until he started implementing his stupid ass laws, and then it dropped fast. His miscalculations on COVID and how to run it were horrible. Joe Biden came in and did a much better job at making sure that COVID was taken care of. If we would have kept Trump in office through those years, I couldn't even imagine where we would be at right now. Biden did a great fucking job of coming in after that dumbass had already fucked things up with all his dumbass tariffs the first time. And for some reason, none of you motherfuckers remember that shit. I remember how bad it was for the fucking farmers. I remember how many jobs was lost under Trump. Negative job growth. For some reason, that doesn't mean anything to you motherfuckers. He had negative job growth under Trump. After his 4 years, negative. Biden, plus. He has a plus. How was the fucking economy worse under him when he has better market outcomes and he also had better job performance? How the fuck is that worse? You motherfuckers listening to Trump and all these other motherfuckers telling you that the economy was bad when we were in a good fucking place. And now look where the fuck we at. Now you sound dumb, motherfucker. Get the fuck off my page. Megatron Tony, you sound fucking dumb. We've seen this shit. Everybody sit there and watch the economy go to shit under Trump the first time. But what did you motherfuckers want? Your hate for trans people. Your hate for DEI. That is the reason why we're in this mess right now. Because you hate to see black people in a fucking job. You always holler, oh, you black people lazy, they're lazy. We're fucking working, and now you're pissed that motherfuckers are working. This is the craziest shit. He's sitting in DEI, telling motherfuckers from kindergarten, we don't want you to have DEI. What the fuck do you want us to do? Nobody knows what to do. Nobody has any idea what the fuck he's talking about. Like, oh, we don't want any DEI initiatives anywhere. Like, what are you saying? You don't want any diversity in a very diverse melting pot country?
Right.
What the fuck is he supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Just hire white people? I don't understand. This country is going to shit, and we're sitting here watching it, and people are still clapping because as long as that trans people aren't getting anything, as long as we're shitting on black people, we're shitting on the immigrants, they feel good. Shit's weird. You like to see your fellow Americans suffer? I don't get it, man. Let's go to some more comments. When Bill Clinton, the last president who balanced the budget, fired 400,000 government people to do it, Democrats said he was a hero. I'm going to call 100% lie on that, bro. Nobody said he was a fucking hero. In fact, this shit wasn't even talked about. He was a hero for balancing the budget. No one talked about these layoffs back then because the way he did the layoffs then was very different than the way Trump is doing them. He did the layoffs in increments throughout his 8 years, not just one day. Day one, he just fired every fucking body. They went in there with a scalpel to see what positions and what things can we remove and which ways can we help to save money without destroying the fucking government. Elon Musk and Trump is not doing that. They're going through and just throwing shit to the side. They're firing everybody. They're not doing anything. They're not doing the fucking studying and the fucking... They're not looking through everything before they making decisions, man. That's the reason why this shit is so bad right now. Because you're supposed to look through what you're doing. You're supposed to see which jobs are going to hurt. If we let too much of these people go, will that fuck this? Bill Clinton didn't close any programs. He didn't get rid of U.S. aid. He didn't get rid of the fucking Department of Education. In fact, those institutions boomed in the 90s. I mean, the 90s, Long time ago, man. But that's the last time we had a balanced budget. And you know so much. Tell me what happened after Bill Clinton left and why we are in the position that we are in now when we're at $1 trillion in debt.
Right.
Now, I'll say some Obama, he spent a lot of money. He tried to do things to get things better, but he spent a lot of money too. He didn't balance the budget. Bush didn't balance the budget. He fucked it up even more with all these wars and bullshit. We got to blame and put the blame where it needs to be. And it seems to me it's Republicans that we keep having recessions. It's like get a Republican in the office and it's just automatic. We're going to go into a recession. Why is that the case? I just don't get it.
Whew.
What you got?
I was just looking at the comments. 410 boy, what he just said. Bring back Jim Crow.
Bring back Jim Crow.
That's how y'all feel.
410
That's how
boy.
racist y'all are. Y'all so racist, y'all won't even put y'all's own
Switch the
names
camera,
on there. 410 boy.
I blame the black people.
That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. It's always our fault.
How is Donald Trump the first president to support same-sex marriage when Obama is the one that made it a law? Obama is the one that made it legal for same-sex couples to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to say Donald Trump the first one to support same-sex marriage? No, he does not.
And then, bro, he's CRXR. We've been in a recession for over 4 years. Wake up. We're not even in a recession now. And it's much worse than it was 4 years ago. It's not in a recession. We do have gold. I think it was Goldman Sachs.
After inflation comes recession.
They're already saying that we have a 60% chance of getting to a recession now. Now, you guys, you were such economy experts under Biden. But now you don't understand how the economy works and it's all good and everything's all good. Let me see. Am I the only one that knows the prices of some things going up by 50%? Other things going up by what's that called? It's called inflation. It's called inflation. I really don't understand what you're saying. You need to get it together, man. Obama did that to get reelected. He did what to get reelected? Spent horribly? Because he definitely spent too much money. I know it was a bad situation back then, but Obama ran on not supporting gay marriage. Go check. No, you're right. Obama at first he did not run on that. He did not support gay marriage at first. His mind changed. He did the right thing. Biden and I mean, when it comes to Trump and the Republican Party, they're 100% against anybody that's different from them.
Can I get the Sony remote?
Trans people, gay people. They don't care who it is. As long as it's anybody that's different than them, they don't care about them. So let's go. We're gonna talk about the
tariffs.
The tariffs a little bit more. We've been already talking about them. Like you said, shifting gears, let's discuss the recent market turbulence following the administration's new tariffs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted by 1,600 points after China retaliated against the U.S. tariffs, marking one of the most significant drops in recent history.
Yep, and such declines echo past reactions to tariff implementations, underscoring the volatility introduced by trade wars, which we are currently in a trade war with Trump, continuously doing these tit-for-tat tariffs.
And Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has expressed concerns that these tariffs could elevate inflation and decelerate economic growth. He came out and said that.
Let's go ahead and do we have a clip of him saying that?
We're gonna go to the clip of Mike Johnson, him talking about tariffs and some of the impact of it.
Mm-hmm. You have to trust the president's instincts on the economy, okay? And why? This isn't blind faith. Remember what he accomplished in the first administration. Before COVID, we had the greatest economy in the history of the world, not the U.S., the whole world. Every demographic was doing better because we cut taxes, we cut regulations, and we made a better economic environment for everybody to succeed. And he is going about that same plan to bring that about. And tariffs is a component of that. And we'll see how it all develops.
Yeah, go ahead, bring us back. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people say, "Oh, well, this is a great market to buy." Like, you people, man, if this was Biden, you people would be ripping your hair out.
Yep.
I'm so sick of the hypocrisy from you people, man. If this was Biden, you would be fucking pissed.
The phone number is 602-529-2827.
You will be pissed. I just, could you imagine? They would be like the Tea Party back in the day. Out there mad as hell. Oh, Biden is overtaxing us.
Right. Taxation without representation.
We're taxed enough already. Could you imagine what they would be saying? Trump has had this is the highest tax raise since 1968. This is a raise of taxes. You people would be out there losing your fucking minds if this was Biden or Obama or Kamala that does this. You'll be fucking flipping. They would be out there trying to take over, doing some January 6th shit. Mm-hmm. Now it's, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, just go buy because like all this hypocrisy is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Thanks, Polo P.
Caveman Will. You a caveman and you gonna tell me I sound slow. You the caveman, bro. Get your man, dude. Don't come on my page disrespecting me, man.
Yeah, Jim, go ahead and call in.
Don't come on here disrespecting me, bro. Get your shit together. Get your life together.
That phone number again, 602-529-2827. We'll put it on the screen for you.
I am just sick of all the people who are trying to make excuses for what we're going through right now. This is tough, man. It's a tough situation, bro. A lot of people are going to suffer behind this stuff. I mean, this man put tariffs on a island that only has penguins on it. He put tariffs on a tiny African country that's going to destroy them, going to destroy their economy. We just going across the world just destroying shit, destroying people and their means of fucking maintaining themselves. This is the dumbest trade war I've ever seen in my life. Let me see. 54% of Chinese tariffs on U.S. products in 2023 before anything Trump did. For years, we've had a trade deficit with China. Our purchase support 10 million jobs in China. China's purchased 250,000 U.S. jobs. Look, man. I do not understand why you guys are trying to act like this is a tick for tack. When this guy was in office the first time, he talked about how great of deals he's making. And now he gets in here and he's saying they've been ripped off. So for 4 years, the deals were great. But what's going on now? I mean, you're the one that put the deals in place. You're the one that was talking about how you're the great deal maker. You were in there for 4 years. What the fuck, bro?
You created the art of the deal, right?
Look, man.
You're the greatest deal maker.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that implemented the new NATO deal, the new NAFTA deal. And you saying you don't like it, that it's trash? You did it, bro. You put the deal on the table.
He the one that put it in place. He renegotiated NAFTA.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He renegotiated these deals and then going to say, oh, well, they're trash deals. Well, you are the one that did it.
And also,
and you're going to say your own shit's trash?
And also, you know, America has done well. We've done well over these last 30, 40 years. I know we've lost jobs and things are different than they were in the 60s and 50s, but it's a different economy than it was then. We can't keep going the way of manufacturing. Unfortunately, that's not the jobs that is going to get us to the next level.
Right.
What we need to do is educate people, like I keep saying, make sure they are educated to be able to get these high-tech jobs because that's the future.
just like they were saying this morning on the news, they were saying that
Go ahead.
how Biden's administration was able to bring back manufacturing in America within 18 months by initiating and starting the chips deal. So we're now manufacturing our own chips. That's where we're going to have to bring the manufacturing back from. It's going to have to come from things that we're going to do to manufacture for AI and things like that going forward. That's what we need to do. We need to manufacture AI and the new technology, not bring back some old ass technology that we were using in the 1940s.
Right. I mean, so y'all think Kamala was going to do better from CJ King?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Sure do.
100%. But America, we're not ready for a woman. And I'm scared that the Democrats are going to run another woman because it's a lot of these people in this country just is not ready. They're not mentally ready to have a women leader. We got third world countries that have women in charge, but in America, we just can't do it. We didn't let Trump win 2 elections against people that had more, that was more qualified than him, had more experience than him, and wasn't a fucking idiot like him. And they lost to this dumbass because they were fucking women. It's the only reason I can think of the people. Her plans were better. Her demeanor was better. Yeah, Harris is the idiot. Yeah, that's what all y'all said, man. But she is way more educated than Trump. Look at this shit. Look at his speeches and look at hers. Look how she talks and look how he talks. He's a fucking rambling idiot. And she spoke professionally. Much better person. She gave a fuck about people. Trump doesn't give a fuck about you. You could be on fire and he wouldn't piss on you. Dude doesn't care about you motherfuckers. Y'all think he cares? He's just using you to fucking get in power. Y'all think he gives a fuck about you? He don't give a fuck. He trying to sell his fucking $5 million gold cards for he can have more money in his fucking pockets. That's all dude is about. Bro is 100% about himself. I've never seen someone so invested in them as a president. Everything he says every day is another way for him to get more money to put in his fucking pockets. It's crazy. Now, such declines echo past market reactions to tariff implementations. This the way it always been. When tariffs come in, the fucking markets react horribly. Underscoring the volatility, like she said, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has expressed concerns that these tariffs could elevate the elevation, like I said before. Let's go into Donald Trump's market predictions. Go ahead and play that video.
From the day of my election, the stock market went up in my first term 88%, with NASDAQ going up 155%, more than any president has ever had in any term in office, by far. And I think we're going to blow that away. And maybe the numbers won't show, but I think they're going to show much better than even those numbers.
Look at that. Him talking about how great everything's going to be while the shit is plummeting. Then what does he do? He goes golf. He goes golfing. He didn't go see the military, the four military officers that were killed in the Humvee that sunk in the swamps. He didn't go see those people. He went golfing. I swear to God, Obama went golfing one day. The right lost their minds. Trump has first term went golfing every goddamn day. Y'all didn't give a fuck. Dude goes golfing every minute of the day. I don't care if he donated his salary. He's using the office to enrich himself. He's using the White House to get his money up. Like, we're watching the dude. You see him put a fucking, he put Teslas in front of the fucking White House. Made it a car lot for sales people. All these people talking about buy Teslas. Like, could you imagine if Biden did that, how much y'all would be losing y'all fucking minds? It's crazy. No, I don't, dude. Y'all have daddy issues, UK Frostbite, because I've seen y'all sit around talking about Trump is your daddy. I would have never fucking called Biden my fucking daddy. You motherfuckers weird. Daddy Trump. Like, dog, get it together, man. Then you don't come on here talking about I got daddy issues. The racism from you motherfuckers just never stops. Never. But anyway, man. So and we encourage our listeners to seek information from reliable sources and engage in informed discussions, man. You know, that's what we're about. We're about engaging and talking to people. We want to make sure that people know what the fuck they're talking about, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least people know what the fuck they're talking about. Some of you people on here don't have any idea, man. So let's go into the video of Peter Navarro's assertions on the auto tariffs.
Ask you this.
A beautiful industry. Sure.
I want to clarify, chickens aside, when you say a tax cut, how exactly is that going to work? If you're talking about credits for people who are buying new cars, those kinds of things, millions of Americans are not looking to buy new cars, but they are worried about the thousands that are estimated to turn up in their everyday costs for things because the tariff cost has to be passed on by these importers somewhere.
Well, all right, let's work through the economics of this. First of all, we're going to raise about $100 billion with the auto tariffs alone. What we're going to do is, in the new tax bill that has to pass, it absolutely has to pass, we're going to provide tax benefits, tax credits to the people who buy American cars. This is a genius thing that President Trump promised on the campaign trail. So that's going to happen. In addition, the other tariffs are going to raise about $600 billion a year, about $6 trillion over a 10-year period. And we're going to have tax cuts. It's the biggest tax cut in American history for the middle class, for the blue-collar deplorables. And that is going to, if you look at this but basically holistically, as they say, consumers and Americans are going to be better off, including all the jobs they get. And then you have gasoline. I don't know if you know this, Shannon, but during the Biden administration, gasoline prices were close to 40% higher, a full dollar higher. If you take a working family and you add that a dollar off, if we get our gas prices down, that's more than $1,000 in their pocket.
This dude they just think people are stupid as fuck, don't they? They think people are stupid. They really do. The people are sick of this mess, man. While they raise prices on everything else, he's going to try to focus on gas prices. While the price of food, the price of goods, the price of electronics is doubling. We're not going to be able to afford to buy laptops. We're not going to be able to afford to buy tablets until the manufacturing comes back to them. How long does it take to build a manufacturing plant?
About 5
On
years.
average, 5 fucking years. 5 years before we get a manufacturing plant. How the fuck is that helping us today? And then the thing that these people keep saying is when it does come back, it's going to be robots. It will not be people. So we're going to sacrifice all this shit for robots to take over? It doesn't make any fucking sense. We should be focusing on the things that Americans can do to build an economy that's going to work for us. We're trying to live in the past. Those days are over, man. Manufacturing and shit is over. We're living on something that's gone. The 60s is never coming fucking back. We have to think of something innovative that's going to lead us into the fucking future. It's not going to be just, oh, well, let's think of something that we used to do. That's not going to bring us back. It's not going to bring jobs back. We have to figure out ways that's going to work for the everyday person. Mm-hmm. Peace out, UK Frostbite. Bye. I don't care. People, man.
He
So
said we were listening to Fox News.
no, ain't nobody listening to Fox News. Shut up, man.
He also said he voted for Trump because he did not want to live in the United States of Venezuela.
Oh man, dude, look, man, your racism has no
It's
bearing.
showing. It's showing very, very much.
Very much so. So let's talk about, these people, they love to talk about George Soros. They love to talk about how Soros is controlling everything, and Soros is putting people in their town halls. Elon Musk had the nerve to get on stage in Wisconsin and talk about George Soros and how he's sending people.
But you're paying for elections, bro.
He's the richest man in the world, paying people to fucking register to vote, paying people to vote millions of dollars. And these same people are okay with this dude doing that. But then they can, out the side of their fucking neck, they want to start talking about George Soros.
They would lose their last nerve in their mind if George Soros paid anyone
Right. Exactly.
to vote in an election.
That's real. They would lose their minds.
Do you know how many laws they would put in place if George Soros paid people to vote in the election? They would put laws in place to make sure no one was able to do that.
Yeah, man.
But it's okay when the Republican side with Elon is doing it. That's okay.
Yeah. As long as they're winning, they really don't give a fuck. We've known that. We've seen the history of the Republican Party. They don't care. As long as they're winning, they don't care. They will be hypocrites in a second. They do not care. They will use whatever it takes for them to win. If they got to cheat, they will cheat. If they got to lie, they will lie. The Democrats are held to a higher standard. Democrats can't make mistakes. Republicans can say and do what the fuck they want to because their people are in a cult and they never do anything wrong. Never. If a Democrat was on a ticket and he was accused of rape, they kicking that motherfucker off that ticket. You will not be on that ticket anymore if you're accused of rape. In the Republican Party, you'll be the president. You'll be the president. If you are a felon and you have been guilty of that felon, found guilty of that felony, you are not going to be in the Democratic Party running. They're going to kick you the fuck out.
Quick.
You're done. In the Republican, you be the president.
In the Republican Party, you can be the president with 34 felony convictions.
They don't care. They supposed to be the guys that's supposed to be good. They kicked out Clinton because he cheated on his wife. But this dude here cheated on his wife, paid off a hooker.
Several times.
Paid off a hooker. Nah. No big deal. But Bill Clinton for cheating on his wife, he needs to get impeached. And then y'all go put a dude in there that's raping bitches. Like, I don't get it.
Grab him by the pussy.
And you're okay. Fine. That's cool. Raping women. Fine. Dude cheat on his wife, heads explode. They want him out of office.
A Democrat.
Democrats can't do anything.
Nothing.
They're held to a standard that's ridiculous. Republicans, little kids. Nah. So what? Tuberville, all the terrible people they got in their party. And they just like, it's no biggie. No big deal. What else we got here, man? I skipped around a little bit.
I see.
Let's play the Elon in Wisconsin, man, talking about some of the things that he has involved in the judicial elections. Let's talk about that a little bit. Go ahead and play that video.
Isn't it shocking how much violence and hatred is coming from the left? I mean, isn't it supposed to be the party that they claim to be the party of empathy, and yet they're burning Teslas and shooting up dealerships and calling for the death of the president and me? I'm like, guys, this is insane. Like, they're total psycho. I mean, it's really like I totally understand if somebody doesn't want to buy a product. Yeah, it's up to you. It's a free country, but you don't have to burn it down. Okay? But much. That's somebody else's car. Leave it alone. Thanks, guys.
Oh, boo. These people, man, they hated this dude just a little while ago.
Right.
And since he came on their side with free speech so they can be able to spew nonsense online and hate, they're with him. I'm happy to see in England, in Europe, they are suing him over his nonsense on Twitter that's pushing disinformation, misinformation, and they're suing him about it because he's been pushing nothing but disinformation. And they call that free speech.
Right.
Now you have to be right on what you're saying. So it's crazy to see these people behind this guy when they give a fuck about their environment. They don't care about their environment, man. They don't care if people live, die. They don't care about giving people anything for aid, or they don't care. So it's just weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's a weird relationship, and I've said it since the beginning. He's saying fuck the people who put him in place, so that he can go to a spot where he feel as though he can say what he wants. He's always been racist, but we didn't know that when we was popping him up on the pedestal because of his cars and because what he was trying to do. The right doesn't care about the world or trying to make sure that the world's going to live. They don't care. They got big mufflers. That's where they can spew gas and black smoke everywhere because they do not care about the environment. It's a weird relationship with them. I don't think it's going to last long. We already hearing rumors that he's going to get kicked out of the White House because he's getting too much attention and too much blowback.
Yep.
And those guys don't like that. So we'll see what happens.
Kenny Cheatman said, I voted for Trump. Under Biden, the illegal immigrants and the constant DEI mandate and the LGBTQI plus was more than I could stand.
So basically, you were...
Don't like diversity, don't like black people, don't like brown people, don't like gay people. You just want all white, everything's the way it's supposed to be. If it ain't white, it ain't right. That's how you want it.
It seems like what he's about. Now, all you care about is illegal immigrants and DEI, so you hate Mexicans, black people, brown people, and gay people. That's dope, Kenny Cheatham. That's fucking awesome. DEI helps white women more than anyone. Yes, exactly. You are exactly right.
You're right.
But they don't want to hear that. They think that it's going to be just black people that's going to be fired, so they feel great. As long as there's black people losing, they feel awesome. I mean, we've seen that they're removing books
from the Naval Academy.
Books from great authors like
Maya
Angelou.
Books about Jackie Robinson.
They're removing it.
Books about the Holocaust.
And they're removing it. Anything that has to do with minorities, they're removing it. They don't respect minorities. I just don't get it. Why you're attacking black people, man? It's just so crazy to me. And then they always saying they're not racist. You are 100% racist because everything that they are about is trying to destroy the black person. The minority.
I had somebody tell me this
Switch
week,
that, bro.
Black history is American history.
It is.
Yeah, you're right. It is history. It is American history. But you dumbass motherfuckers are so gung-ho on removing black history from everything.
Yeah.
This is the reason why we're saying something.
Yeah, man. I don't understand it. Let's go ahead and
I don't have issues with gay lesbians. Just don't force it on children. No one forces it on children.
They can't exist. People can exist, man. You think they're supposed to hide in the fucking barnyard somewhere?
Yeah, they do.
They can be allowed to live their lives.
They are human, just like you.
Yeah, man. So, and let's talk about Crawford, who was able to win that despite all of the money that Trump put in place on that judiciary race. Elon spent $20 million just trying to get somebody in place in the Wisconsin judiciary race. So let's listen to Crawford and her remarks about winning the race and going up against the richest man in the world
I've gotta
to
tell
be
you,
able to get her seat.
As a little girl growing up in Chippewa Falls, I never could have imagined that I'd be taking on the richest man in the world. For justice in Wisconsin. And we won.
Yeah, man. That was one of the first wins for Democrats in a little bit. We still lost a couple seats there in Florida, though, that stayed with the Republican Party. I'm happy to see her win. I'm happy to see her come through. Even though Elon Musk put all this money to defeat her, and he's sitting around talking about George Soros and everything else, but I have to disagree, man. All of us are doing what we have to do to fight against Elon and taking over our country. This dude ain't even from here, and he taking over because he put all this money in Trump's hands. Everybody want to say I'm racist. I do. I love everyone. I deal with all type people of all colors, man. I don't keep saying I'm racist. It's just the weirdest stuff, man. I say nothing against no group. I love everyone. While you guys are on here talking hate and how you hate people and calling us this and that, but then we're the racists. The new way of doing things, man, is so annoying. Say a whole bunch of racist shit and then point at the other person and say that they're racist.
Right. That's
the new way of doing things. It's really sad. But anyway, we want to talk about real fast, man. President Trump keeps on bringing up having the third term, stating he's not joking about the possibility. Let's go ahead and play the clip of this dude talking about a fucking third term, something that's upsetting a lot of people in the country. Even Republicans are not happy about hearing what he's saying about
and
this
the
third
second
term.
new headline, President Trump saying he would not rule out seeking a third term as president, telling NBC News there are several methods to accomplish this. Also new to
Craziness, man.
He said there's new methods to ensure he gets a third term.
So he's already counting his third term, saying he's going to be in for 4 more years. We have to do everything we can to stop this. I hope that the people stand up, man. We got to fight. These people are crazy. Whatever Trump says, they're going to do. If this dude want to be the king, then that's what they will do. They would let a monarchy become in America because they're going to listen to anything Trump says. It doesn't matter. They're all just following this dude like a cultist. It's crazy to see the Republican Party the way it is now. I like I said last week, I wish that we can bring back the George Bushes and the other people from the early 2000s. They at least had respect for people. This what they're doing now is just it's trash, man. So what are we going to do to keep this guy out? I hope that I know Congress is not going to do anything. Congress is just done right now unless we can do something to vote Congress out. I'm hoping that happens. We just got to do something to get this guy out of here, man. I appreciate the fight, man. And one person that's putting up a good fight is Cory Booker. Now let's his latest political events shaping our nation. In this segment, we're going to dive into Senator Booker's historic Senate speech and the recent exchange between Representative Jasmine Crockett and Attorney General Pam Bondi. We're going to provide some context and analysis and introduce relevant clips to give you a thorough understanding of these occurrences. So first, we got on March 31st, Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey delivered a marathon speech lasting 25 hours and 5 minutes on the Senate floor, surpassing the previous record set by Senator Strom Thurmond in 1957. Booker's speech was a protest against the policies of Donald Trump and his administration, particularly focusing on issues such as cuts to social programs and the influence of advisor Elon Musk in government structure. Let's go ahead and play that
almost
video.
20 hours. We have laid out what they're trying to do. 20 hours. I want to stand more, and I will, but I'm begging people, don't let this be another normal day in America. Please, God, don't let them take Medicaid away from 10, 20, 30, or 40 million Americans who desperately need it. Don't let them do it. This is why I'm standing here, to try to give voice to those people. But what is more needed from now is less people sitting on the sidelines, less people being witnesses of American history, and more people determined to make it, to make history, to call to the conscience of this nation, to say, I will not stand for another American to lose their health care for a billionaire. I will not stand for another veteran who's dedicated to stopping the suicide of other veterans to lose their job. I won't stand for the collective assaults on the Constitution by a man who even the highest judge in our land, a Republican-appointed judge, said stop threatening and bullying other branches of government. When is it going to be enough? My voice is inadequate. My efforts today are inadequate to stop what they're trying to do. But we, the people, are powerful. We are strong. We have changed history. We have bent the arc of the moral universe. And now is that moral moment again. It's the moral moment again. God bless America. We need you now. God bless America. If you love her, if you love your neighbor, if you love this country, show your love. Stop them from doing what they're trying to do. 20 hours. We have laid out what they're trying to do. 20 hours. I want to stand more, and I will.
All right, man. You know, Cory Booker, throughout his address, Booker emphasized the urgency of resistant actions. He described as a detrimental to democratic institutions and social welfare. He invoked the legacy of civil rights leaders and highlighting the moral imperative to stand against policies he views as harmful to vulnerable populations. Cory Booker sets this record, and he, uses what he has to be able to get the word out. And these are the type of things that I think we need in the Democratic Party. No, he didn't get anything done. He didn't push anything through, but at least he was showing that he cares about something. And it's something that this is something that he's worth standing for 24 hours, 25 hours to discuss the direction of this country. Now, I want to go into Jasmine Crockett and Pam Bondi. In recent developments, Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas and Attorney General Pam Bondi engaged in a heated exchange concerning comments made by Crockett about Elon Musk. Crockett called for Musk to be taken down, prompting Bondi to caution her about the potential consequences of her word, emphasizing that words have consequences. Crockett responded assertively, defending her stance and expressing concerns over Musk's influence in governmental affairs. This confrontation underscores the escalating tensions surrounding Musk's role on the broader implications for political discourse. To gain a better understanding of this exchange, let's view a clip capturing the interaction between Representative Crockett and Attorney General Bondi.
To have the sitting Attorney General go on, and I'm gonna call it faux news. I know some of y'all love it, but it's fake to me. To have her go on Fox News and to then decide that she wanted to send a threat to me, it was wrong. Because here it is, she is the highest law enforcement agent in this country, and people are watching and they are consuming this information, and they are believing that simply because I decided that I wanted to exercise my right to free speech, which I am not abridged from doing, that she then wanted to then politicize something that should not be politicized. I don't like Elon Musk. I'm gonna say it 50,000 times. I don't like him. I don't like that he going out there and he firing people. I think that he's a crook because somehow the rest of us can't sit around and get whatever federal contracts we want. The rest of us can't sit around and get law enforcement and get them somehow ordained as federal law enforcement to protect him. The rest of us can't get our dealerships protected by the federal government. That is somebody that is operating above the law. for whatever reason, just because he has a lot of money, more money than everybody else. And yes, I am happy to see that on my birthday, which is what I said, there were peaceful protests around this world against him because he is a problem. And so you never should have somebody that is sitting that high and is going to sit up here and threaten a sitting member of Congress when she knew good and well, if she watched the entire thing, that I specifically told protesters to make sure you consult with lawyers, just like I've told protesters over and over and over in the history of me advising people to go out and exercise their constitutional right. The fact that there are other sitting members that have received letters of threat from this new DOJ tells me that they are about retribution and they are not about following the law.
Yeah. Peace out, Kenny Cheatham. Have a good day. She's an embarrassment to the people in Texas, man. She's a pit bull out there. And I don't care if you agree. She's doing whatever needs to be done to make sure that these people aren't losing to the rich, to the oligarchs.
Right.
Man, dude, what if you listen to Biden's last State of the Union address, he gave us a warning about the wealthy. Yes, he did. The warnings have been there, and these people are okay with giving their money over to these billionaires. They're okay with these billionaires getting them fired and firing people, firing their neighbors. They're okay with it. They're okay with seeing their fucking neighbors suffer. These are the type people that vote for Trump, man. Heartless people who don't care about their fellow Americans at all and would love to see them put in jail, sent to El Salvador or to a maximum security prison. That's the type of people that we are going versus, man. They don't care about no one. They'd rather see you suffer than to see you come up in this world. They'd rather see you being taken in chains and put into a prison. They're going to sit there and celebrate, take pictures in front of you while you in the cage. That's how much they care. They don't give a fuck about no one. Then it's, if you mess with a Tesla car, you're going to 20 years. But if you attack Congress, you're going to get a pardon.
Right.
That is crazy.
If you attack Tesla and if you vandalize a Tesla, you get 20 years in jail.
Yeah, but if you come
for
and
vandalism,
you kill up a whole bunch of people, beat up a whole bunch of police officers, run into the Senate, yeah, you get a pardon.
Get a pardon.
Get
out of jail free card.
They were good people. Good people. They were patriots. Jero Ruiz, no, Obama did not put kids in cages.
That was Trump.
That was Trump. You have to be slow. Yes, Obama did create the cages for holding people, but he was not putting kids in there. And the cages were not holding people like Trump was doing when he was in office. You see, he isn't doing that this time, right? Because he saw how wrong he was for doing and putting those kids in those cages.
He saw how much backlash he got for doing it.
He's not doing that this time.
He's just deporting everybody this time.
All right,
putting them on buses and planes and sending them out the country.
That's real. Let's go to your stories.
This week, Governor Katie Hobbs, she announced that she's seeking support from the business community in order to advance her proposal to reduce childcare costs for working families. On April 1st, she hosted a roundtable with business leaders from various industries to discuss how childcare issues is affecting their workforce. Hobbs' budget plans includes a public-private partnership where the state would match the employer contributions for childcare costs up to $400 per child per month and offer tax credits to participating businesses. Her goal is to cut childcare expenses by 2/3 for working families.
That's cool.
I like this idea because $400 per family per child, that's a lot of help.
Yeah.
Considering that childcare costs for one child can go up to $1,200 per year, per month in some facilities. It's $1,200 per month. Some facilities, $300 a week. That's still $1,200 a month, $900 a month. Cutting that in half by 2/3 helps a lot of families. That helps you as the working family to be able to afford somewhere for your child to go.
So, Mr. Bosky, we're only 2 months in and we are still seeing Biden administrating policies. That is ridiculous. Y'all need to take some responsibility for your bull that y'all voted in. For real, dog. I have never seen somebody point the finger at other people so much in my life. These people never take responsibility for anything that they do.
Nothing.
You wrecked the stock market. You fired all these people. Uptick in unemployment already, up to over 4%.
Yep.
You did this. And you want to try to act like it's somebody else's fucking fault? No, it's you. You voted for this bullshit. I have never seen people, man, never
You're
take
right,
responsibility. It's crazy. Like, dude, take responsibility, man. This is what y'all voted for.
Right.
And now you want to act like, and then you idiots, I saw y'all online. Project 2025 ain't real. It's a lie. Donald Trump, oh, it's not real.
He has nothing to do with Project 2025.
Nothing to do with 2025. It's nothing to do with me. It's not us. It's not me. Fuck out of here. Peace
man.
out, Brian. Have a good day.
You know, in addition to Governor Hobbs trying to reduce child care costs for working families, local health departments and organizations across the United States, they're struggling to adjust after nearly $12 billion in federal public health grants were cut. In Arizona alone, about $200 million in grants were abruptly terminated, affecting over 269 contracts with county and tribal health departments, universities, and nonprofits. These funds have been committed to multi-year projects supporting healthcare jobs, disease surveillance, behavioral health services, and vaccinations. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, along with other attorney generals, have filed a complaint against the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, arguing that the terminations were sudden and lacked legal justification. Mays did also warn that the cuts would severely impact rural communities and threaten public health infrastructure across the state.
Yeah, man.
I know this firsthand because my job, my 9 to 5 that I work every week, every day, is a nonprofit organization.
Right.
Who receives funds from state Medicaid,
right,
which is access in Arizona. With these terminations of these grants, these fundings, my job, my company can no longer provide benefits or support to the community for homelessness, for people who have mental health issues, who are seriously mentally ill, who have been deemed seriously mentally ill by the courts.
Right.
That's who you're hurting when you're taking these grants away, when you're taking health care away. You're hurting those who are already suffering.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man. Is that your last one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We already talked about the Trump administration, how they're firing everybody.
Yeah.
And in addition to them firing everybody. They even fired the director of the National
Yeah,
Security Agency,
that
the
was
NSA.
that was because Laura Loomer said she don't trust them. Racist Laura Loomer. Switch the camera. Laura
says she
Loomer
doesn't trust someone.
She don't trust them, so Trump fired him. We're really letting Laura Loomer, extremist, right wing extremists, make decisions for the country.
Yep, we are.
This is ridiculous, man. And then people are clapping for this crap. I don't understand what you people are about.
They clapped so hard that they didn't even care that Trump went out on the golf course and went on a golf tournament instead of going to receive the soldiers, the U.S. soldiers that had passed away in Lithuania.
Don't care about that.
He didn't care.
Got to go golfing. That's more important.
He cared more about his golf tournament than receiving U.S. soldiers who had passed away.
Right. It's just crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and go and do the last couple of segments before we get up out here because dude waited.
Okay.
All right, let's go into comic books, I believe. Oh man.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by
no one, but if you would like to sponsor us, please email us at info@habarientertainment.com or DM us across all of our platforms, Habari Entertainment.
All right, man. So welcome to another edition of Comic Book Corner with the host, Damon Ellison. Today we're diving into the last episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again. No spoilers ahead. Instead, we'll just explore how this episode has been received by critics and fans alike. Episode 7, titled Art for Art, is for art's sake, has garnered a spectrum of reaction. IGN praised the episode for its intense and brutal narrative, highlighting the convergence of Matt Murdock's personal and vigilante lives. They noted that the episode delivers an action and character development.
Yep.
Conversely, some reviews pointed out areas of concern. Screen Rant expressed mixed feelings about the handling of certain character arcs, suggesting that while the performances were compelling, the storyline felt somewhat rushed. Yeah, I can agree I can agree.
Yeah, that episode did feel kind of rushed.
It did. It had some issues. But fan discussions on platforms like Reddit reflected the divided audience. Some viewers felt that this was the weakest episode of the season, citing pacing issues and character development concerns. Others appreciated specific moments, but hoped for a stronger narrative in the upcoming episodes. It's also worth noting that the performance of Hunter Doohan, who portrays a new character in this episode, interestingly, Doohan has previously played similar roles, adding depth to his portrayal in Daredevil Born Again. As we approach the final episodes of the season, it will be interesting to see the series addresses these critiques and builds upon the narrative's foundation. So please stay tuned and everything, and we'll give you more insights for the upcoming episodes. Thank you, and let's go ahead and do the sports real fast, man, before we can jump up out of here today.
Habari Sports.
So in sports this week, I just wanted to talk about, I was watching the Lakers play Golden State the other day, and just seeing the defensive dilemma that Luka is in right now. And today we got to keep it real about one of the NBA's most electric offensive players, but also one of his most glaring defensive liabilities. We're talking about old Luka Doncic. After watching the Golden State Warriors cook him in every offensive pick and roll, it's clear teams have figured out how to exploit Luka on defense. The Warriors didn't just run plays, they ran targeted operations. They turned Luka's side of the floor into an open audition for blow-bys and buckets. This wasn't just about one game either. It was on the road inside Crypto Arena, where the Dubs handed them business and took down the Lakers, a squad that, by the way, acts like Luka walks on water. The Bron fans were probably in disbelief, but the tape doesn't lie. Um, remember when critics were calling Nico Harrison, a GM of Mavericks, said he was clueless and didn't know what he was doing? Well, I mean, after seeing some of the defense that these guys playing, I kind of understand where dude is coming from. Because what we're seeing isn't about the roster around Luka, it's about Luka and his own limitations. The man's a maestro with the ball, a scoring savant, but he can't guard a soul. And let's call it like it is. Luka needs to get in better shape, man. Dude is out of shape. He's got to lose some weight and commit to the defensive end. If not, every team, especially in the West, is going to do what Golden State just did: hunt him in pick and rolls, stretch the floor, and force him to play some defense. Something he has avoided his entire career. You can't be the face of the league if you're revolving door on defense. Luka might be a generational talent on one end, but if he doesn't evolve on the other, his legacy might be closer to James Harden 2.0 than Larry Legend Bird. So I just wanted to touch on that this week, man, because I thought that it was important to touch on it a little bit. But let's see before we get out of here what we got some comments going on. Jim Barghini, I thought you left. Arizona is red. Arizona is more of a purple. We voted for Joe Biden.
We voted for Obama.
So that's not all the way true on that one. We are in the uptick of population, and we also have a Democratic governor. So to say that Arizona is all the way red is not all the way true. We're a very purple state. We're back and forth. So it's not true. Virginia is not a red state. Virginia is back and forth. They have they go back and forth. So I'm not going to say they're a red state. Ohio, that's a red state. Mississippi, that's a red state. Utah, that's a red state. These are states that never go against the norms, and they go every time for the Republican. Arizona, Virginia, they're back and forth. I think Virginia has a Democratic
they got a Democratic
governor right now too.
Youngkin.
So to say that these states are Republican is incorrect. So find something else. What else Jim says? Ultra MAGA Arizona. No, it's not Ultra MAGA out here. I have to disagree. Yo, they won't even acknowledge our comments. Well, we were talking about something, but we did acknowledge your comments, Mr. Jim. Watching a video of Cory Booker crying like a little girl made this whole thing worth it. Man, y'all always talking about crying, man, but it's crazy that you guys cried. Let's go, Brandon. You guys cried over gas prices, eggs, and everything else for the last 4 years. Then anybody else complain about what you guys are doing, then it's crying.
Right.
You know, it's so crazy, the hypocrisy of the right, man. You guys cried every single day for 4 years. You're gonna receive the same thing. We're not happy about what's going on right now. And if you're happy with losing your 401k and people losing their jobs, then you're the piece of shit, not me. And we didn't see your comments of saying that it was worse under Biden. That's a fucking lie. I just said that the stock market dropped the most since the 60s. What are you talking about? Yeah, not as though you should value my opinion. Look at me, right? Look at me. That's cool, man. This is the type of people that y'all have on the right, dude. This is the reason why people will always call y'all racist. Because you show your true colors all the time.
Yep.
Look. Oh. Okay. That's cool. You're not talking about me. All right. Misunderstood. Appreciate it though, man. I appreciate everybody, even the people that I don't agree with. And everybody for watching today. It was a very successful show. I am kind of sick under the weather today, so I'm not on top of things the way I want to. But I'll be better next week, man. But we appreciate y'all coming through, man. And please hit that subscribe button. We're always talking about what's going on in the world. We always want to listen to the people and how they feel about what's going on. And we want to discuss these things with people and the real people that's out there. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of it. And like I said, subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the share button.
And turn on your notifications so
definitely
you can get the notified when we go live.
All right, man. We appreciate you guys, and have a good rest of the day.
Holla, holla.
Peace.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.